Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of Label Breakers, where we help you know the true identity of your creator and what he says about himself so you can know what he says about you, so that you can break off all the negativity that the world has placed on you and that you can live in purpose, on purpose, and with the one who is your purpose. Welcome tonight, guys. We are in the first week of August 2025. Wow, I can't believe it. Time is just flying by. And tonight we are going to talk about um, a couple things. So you get just me tonight and my ponderings. I promise we do have some guests coming up in the future that you guys are not going to want to miss listening to. They are amazing. Um, but tonight, um, I am just going to share a little bit of my heart with you guys. I know I kind of have been, but I haven't been sharing all with you guys. So I'm going to get a little transparent tonight of a few things that have been going on. Um, it has been a significant week, actually month, and for me, for our family, um, for just even the nation, what is going on in nations. So I'm going to try to organize my thoughts into coherent thoughts to just share with you guys a little bit tonight. Um, my heart and what has been happening. Um, let's get personal for a moment. We'll start with me. Um, so, some of you know that I've read Label Breakers, um, the health walk journey that is my life. And God has been with me every step of the way. And um, some of it has been super hard and life threatening. um, but it has been my journey and my story. So I am very thankful for everything that I have walked and what He's showing me. And the last uh, month or so has been pretty hard physically, honestly. Um, I try to stay upbeat and positive and speak all the good things because I do believe them. I do believe they are real, and I do believe that it is my calling called me um, to walk out this health journey and to break off labels that are connected to me, connected to my family line, connected for our future generations. So I truly believe what I'm telling you guys and believe it with all my heart that He has made a way, that He's already made the way, that He is walking me through, and I am surrendered to Him. Um, uh, yes, in our flesh, we can turn our eyes and look a different direction. And um, the healing walk is um, new. What I'm learning, a lot of things are new. Um, and that there's so much more that we have access to than I ever realized or that many of us realize. So I am learning how to walk in that and trust Him in that. Um, but it has been a little bit sometimes, we've talked before about being pulled back and it seems like you're going backwards, but that backward pull is just so you can shoot farther when the arrow's released. So um, I believe that's what's happening. Also, we talk about going around the mountain and it takes us higher each time we go around. And sometimes we don't like going around that same mountain or are being in the wilderness, on the verge of the promised land. And what did they have to do to enter the promised land? They had to believe and trust that what God said, that those giants were not an issue, that He was going to give them victory over those giants, that they would walk into houses they didn't build and vineyards they didn't plant, and um, into milk and honey and all the things in that. But when they got there, to keep their eyes and hearts on Him and not turn, get rid of all those giants. And so they sent in the spies, and only Joshua and Caleb came back with good reports. The rest only saw the giants and not the promise. So they didn't get to go into the promised land. But I believe that we get to go into the promised land, that I get to go into the promised land. So I am standing in that belief. I, as you guys know, maybe from reading my book, or maybe you don't, have had some big health labels put on me in the past. And I believe that Jesus' blood redeemed all of them. I appropriate His blood over all of them. And I believe that He has healed me because that's His promise. He's my kind healer. He heals my body and my soul as I've confessed my sins to Him. My Psalms 41. I have Jeremiah 17 on here. Heal me, O Lord, and I am healed. So, I have so many promises of that healing, and I know, as many say, yes, we are fully healed when we enter the heavenly realm with Him, and I 100% believe that too. But I do believe that we can bring heaven to earth, and that He wants us to. And so I am believing and walking that is His promise for me, to see complete, perfect health and healing in this earthly realm. And so, but it is a trust, and I am surrendered to His will. I do want a different testimony. I don't want hospitals and pills and all of that. That I say my daddy did the dance with the devil. I don't want to dance with the devil. I want to dance with my wonderful three in the divine dance of healing. So I do want a different testimony, but I am surrendered where He wants me to walk. I know my daddy and even my own testimony, that we have had the great honor of sharing Him in hospitals and hard places with people that are there, and that was a field He wanted us to walk through. And so I'm thankful for that, and I will surrender to His will where He wants to send me. But I do believe that I'm getting a different mission field and walking that out. So I share that with you because this first week of August, I did surrender. As some of you know, I am a numbers girl now. I do like numbers. God speaks to me in numbers. We've had some of my wonderful number friends on here sharing about how God speaks in numbers. So I don't believe I shared this with you guys, but on July 15th, Jeff and I went to a property close by us where a man was selling some equipment. That was a backhoe and a dump truck and a big trailer and some stuff we could use on our property. And it was in a little better condition than some of the stuff we had. So we were there and he was showing us, and it was very hot outside, guys, very hot. and the dump truck didn't start. So I went to go sit in the car with the air conditioning on, but I left my door open so I could kind of hear, what the guy was saying, talk about. But I looked down at my display, my odometer display of all the numbers, and I see the little gas tank display says 444 miles till empty. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting number, 444. A lot of, people have 444 stuff. Um, and then, I look and it says like open door because my door's open, obviously. But 444, an open door. That was pretty significant because as I was sitting there, I was also praying, like, God, what is your will for our land? What do you want us to do there? Do you want us to pursue with what we're pursuing and the things that we're doing, and what is your will, God? Again, surrendered will. What is your will? Yes, we put a lot of prayer and effort and time and stuff into this land, and I believe He gave it to us as a miracle, the story of how we got it. Um, and I see what He can do here. So, but again, surrendered will. What is your will? So, the 444 open door. Well, we get in the car and we drive, and Jeff, we went there before he went to work, so we had a little bit of time, and we stopped at this little cafe that is in between that place and his job, and it was, maybe 10 minutes down the road, 15 minutes down the road. We get there, and he's driving his car, I'm driving mine, so I look, and now my odometer display for my gas tank says 583 miles till empty. I was like, that's interesting because, I didn't get gas. I actually drove. And so I was like, well, that's interesting. And I didn't really tell Jeff about it. I didn't, make a whole big thing about it. And then after we left there, Jeff went to work and I went and visited Grace and Isaac at their house, which, it takes about an hour to get there and an hour to get back. And so I was thinking about it. And then in the morning, I told Jeff about the 444, the open door. I grabbed my Troy Brewer book, Numbers That Preach, and looked up what 4 meant and what triplicate meant and 444 and all of that. And I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. So I shared it with Jeff and he's like, wow. And so he sometimes doesn't get on board with my numbers as excitedly as some of my number girls and friends do. But he's like, that's interesting. So then after he left for work, I went out to the car and I was like, I'm going to just check again. So I turned on the car and it said my little gas tank miles till empty now was 447 miles till empty. And I had driven 88 miles. And I was like, wow, it gets even more interesting. So I was kind of in holy wow with those numbers. And if you're one of my numbers people, maybe you'd be in holy wow with me too. So I messaged a couple of my girls and said, hey, can I share some number story with you? And they're like, yeah. So we did. And we're like, wow, and what God means. And so that was cool. So next, fast forward, we went to Chicago. We did the whole honor thing and the celebration with our wonderful friends and their daughter, and it was beautiful. And so he just was walking with me in honor in that. But physically, it was kind of hard to do all the things, and some of the symptoms are the same as when I was having low iron and anemia and different things and how to do blood transfusions and iron transfusions. Some of them are different, but so physically, I just, kind of been chugging as best I can, praying, believing. So I had talked to one of our friends, and some of we're a part of a group that uses it's AO Solix, and it is a group that uses frequencies and light and flowers and plants and like all the things. Like it's got some amazing things. So and so a lot of the leaders in there are naturopath doctors that have been doing, natural healing things for 20 plus years. So I talked to one of my friends in there and, shared some of my things. And So she recommended a company that will take your lab work and then, give an extensive overview and see what's going on. So um, I agreed to do that, which made my mom and some of my family very happy to get my blood checked. So I did that blood work on Friday, August 1st, and they said it could take 2 weeks. So I'm waiting on that blood work to see what comes, but I fully believe God has redeemed those numbers. I really do. Um, and waiting in faith and trust and belief in the meantime. Even though the symptoms may be present, I believe the numbers have been redeemed and the body is just catching up with the truth and like going back into some of the fear and the trauma and the things connected that it just needs to work through, and giving my body love and grace and thankfulness that what it has brought me through and tried to protect me from in all these years and done. So just honoring that and thanking and resting in that. So that's a lot, and maybe a lot for some of you guys. But um, anyways, August 1st, I did my blood work. And I also, one of my other groups that has been significant in a lot of things is a breath work group, where we do breath work and meditation on the scriptures and with the wonderful three and what they do. And so she felt that the first week of August was significant for some shifts going on. So she started an 8-day breath work and meditation every morning until August 8th. And so I have been doing that. And on Monday, I also do a Monday meditation on Monday mornings with the same group of ladies. And Monday was August 4th. And as the one precious one got on to share her devotion, which she has so much wisdom from Holy Spirit that she studies with him and the Hebrew and numbers, and just so wonderful what she studies and shares with us each week. But she said August 8th, and it's the fourth day, and 444. And that 444 is the open door. And I was like, oh, wow. Wow. I love when God brings the God connections and confirmations and just like his heart through things like that. So, so I was like, wow. And how we are also, in the middle of the seasons of the moon and what that means, and on the land and the earth. And the August 8th is the full moon, and August 8th we are going to an amazing book signing with some people that are significant, like in our life that we follow, and they've just written a new book, and so we're excited about going there and seeing them and meeting them. Plus we get to see Ryan and Sinead, and that's always wonderful. We always have an amazing time. Plus it's at the Factory in Franklin, Tennessee, which is one of my all-time favorite places to be ever. So it's a whole big shebang of wow on Friday. And then my mama's coming in town and she'll be here, and we'll get to see everyone on Saturday. So the ending of the week is ending with a big yay. And so I just feel that this week is significant in a lot of ways. And that was a lot. Like that took me 20 minutes almost to do that. So hopefully you guys can follow along, put me in fast speed. But also, part of this AO Solex, the scans we do, it does your voice frequencies and tells you, tones to listen to and what frequency, and C sharp, or like if you're out of whatever, what tones to listen to, and also light colors that help raise your frequencies up. And so today, one of the colors that it told me to wear to raise my frequencies up was orange. And I was like, oh, orange. Okay, really the only orange shirt I have is this one. And it says Gap God answers prayers. So, but this sure is way more significant in the gap. God does answer our prayers, guys. That is super significant. But the gap is also for standing in the gap, which was my daddy's ministry, which is the ministry that my mom keeps going on with, that she does now with the horses and counseling and different things that she's taken over since daddy transitioned, in that I am a part with her. And we might connect Label Breakers or the retreat more with Gap. But standing in the gap, Daddy did for others. That's why he started it. He did it with the prison ministry and with others that needed someone to stand in the gap for them. And God answers prayers. Yeah, he does. He answers our prayers. And one thing we've been holding this week in the group in the mornings, as we pray and meditate and breathe, is holding each other in love and what our prayers are. And so we've been sharing like what we are seeing, and so one of the things I'm holding in prayer is perfect health, perfect peace, perfect joy, perfect family, perfect love. And so he makes all things perfect. He is perfect. And so yeah, let's see what else did I put in the title we were going to talk about. So it's just been such a significant week, and I believe that it is not done. It is going to end, like I said, with a holy wow. So I pray, I don't know if you've been feeling the significance of this first week of August too, which 8 is new beginnings, and that, you know what, we are walking in. So I just wanted to leave you with a couple scriptures, because you know that I love the word, the written word, his word he leaves us, the living word that he is inside of us. John 1:1, I am the word, he is the word. So as we speak out our words, they bring life and love and healing. Don't be afraid to speak out your words, guys, because there is power in the blood and in our testimony. And speaking out our testimony, it makes the enemy flee. So don't be afraid that what you speak as your testimony, he will use against you, because he is done. He is done. He can only use your past. He can only use your fear. He can only speak lies to you that are not your truth, that are not your truth of who God is, who you are, and what he is doing with you. So don't be afraid to speak out your testimony, because you are redeemed by blood. Appropriate that blood over your house, over your family, that it is all redeemed in his name. He's already done it all. We just have to say thank you, recognize it, step into what he has already done, and live in that wonderfulness, bringing that kingdom of heaven to earth and what he's already done. So I'm going to try to wrap this up for you guys. I have a few scriptures that I want to share. I am going to read them off of my phone here. So let me find them. as you know, I like the Passion Translation, so that is the version I will be reading you. So this is Psalms 103, and I think I'm going to start in verse 1 because it's pretty good. Pretty good. The psalm is titled Our Father's Love. So, with my whole heart, with my whole life, and with my innermost being, I bow in wonder and love before you, the Holy God. With my whole heart, my whole life, my innermost being, I bow in wonder and love before you, my holy God. Yahweh, you are my soul's celebration. How could I ever forget the miracles of kindness you've done for me? Ooh, Yahweh, you are my soul's celebration. How could I ever forget the miracles of kindness you've done for me? You kissed my heart with forgiveness in spite of all I've done. Ooh. You kissed my heart with forgiveness in spite of all I've done. You've healed me inside and out from every disease. Yes and amen. I'm going to say that again. You kissed my heart with forgiveness in spite of all I've done. And you've healed me. He's healed you from the inside out, from every disease. You've rescued me from hell and saved my life. You've crowned me with love and mercy. You satisfy my every desire with good things. You supercharged my life. You supercharged my life so that I soar again like a flying eagle in the sky. Come on, guys. Soar with me. He supercharged our life so we can soar again like a flying eagle in the sky. Lord, you're so kind and tenderhearted and so patient with people who fail you. Your love is like a flooding river, overflowing its banks with kindness. Guys, his love is like a river, overflowing its banks with kindness. He is so kind and tender-hearted, so patient with people who fail him. That is the identity of your Creator. Wow. Wow. Let's see. That was pretty a lot. Let's see if we want to continue our maybe just sit and soak in those. That was Psalms 103, guys. In the Passion Translation. Whew. These are healing. This is Proverbs 4:22. And this section is titled Healing Words. So listen carefully, my dear child, to everything that I teach you, and pay attention to all that I have to say. Fill your thoughts with my words until they penetrate deep into your spirit. Our mind, make your mind the mind of Christ, your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions. Fill your thoughts with my words, his words, these words, those words we just read in Psalms 103, the healing words. How much he loves you. His promise to you, to me, until they penetrate deep into your spirit. Then, as you unwrap my words or discover my words, they will impart true life and radiant health into the very core of your being. Did you catch that, guys? Fill your thoughts with his words until they penetrate deep into your spirit. Then as you unwrap or discover his words, they will impart true life and radiant health into the very core of your being. So above all, guard the affections of your heart, for they affect all that you are. So above all, guard the affections of your heart, your will, your thought, your discernment, your affections, for they affect all that you are. Pay attention to the welfare of your innermost being, for from there flows the wellspring of life. Your heart. From there flows the wellspring. I just spoke my eyeball, guys. From there flows the wellspring of your life. Whew. Yes. Yes and amen. All right, let's look at this last one I have here. Guys, I needed to hear these again and again and again. Psalms 58, 11. So it says, Yahweh will always guide you where to go and what to do. He will fill you with refreshment, even when you are in a dry and difficult place. Yahweh will always guide you where to go and what to do. He will fill you with refreshment even when you are in a dry and difficult place. He will continually restore strength to you. He will continually restore strength to you. And what is his strength? Joy. Joy is his strength. The joy of the Lord is our strength. His strength looks like joy. So you will flourish like a well-watered garden and like an ever-flowing, trustworthy spring of blessing. Ooh. I want to be a beautiful garden, guys. A well-watered garden. That's been hard this summer. We don't have garden, but Jeff loves his plants, and we've been trying to grow them, and we had some water issues, as you guys know, and I've shared. So we haven't been able to water, and it hasn't rained. So our garden hasn't done great this year because it needs water. So we want to flourish like a well-watered garden and like an ever-flowing, trustworthy spring of blessing. An ever flowing, trustworthy spring of blessing. Yes, that's what I want to be. An overflowing, ever flowing, trustworthy spring of his blessings. So, yeah, even this week we did some work on our spring. Wow, on our land, our garden, our spring ever flowing. So, it has been a significant first week of August, and like I said, it is just the beginning. So, thank you for joining me tonight, guys, as I shared my heart with you, a little bit of what I'm walking through. I am standing with all of you who are contending for health issues, perfect health, perfect family, perfect joy, peace, love, finances, all the things. I am holding you. I know some of what you guys are walking through. So I am honored to pray and stand in the gap with you guys. That is an honor. Thank you for trusting me with that honor. So tonight, that is where we're gonna stop. I love you all, high, deep, and wide. And I promise we do have some guests coming up, so stay tuned. I will let you know. Also, if you're interested, our BU experience is coming up in October. We are halfway full at the moment, but we have a couple spaces left. So if you're interested in that, or if you're interested in coming out, if you live local in the area of Georgia and you want to come out and just spend the day, message us. That's a possibility too. We had a couple people do that last time. It was wonderful. So you can fill out just a hold the spot at labelbreakers.com/event, or you can message me or Sandy Jackson for more information. But that is all for tonight, guys. Thank you again for letting me share my heart and for joining me in this episode 85, I believe I said. Woo, guys, we're almost to 100. Yay. That's exciting. So love you all. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.